Well, this is what we talked about the other day with Yves Edwards. Yves was in here. That's one of those things. Like, and I was saying, when you talk as much as we talk, I talk too much. You talk too much. We talk too much.
Yes.
When you talk too much, shit comes out of your mouth.
You're gonna step in some shit,
and then you're scrambling, trying to like make it make sense.
Joe, I can't. I didn't listen to the podcast with Yves. I like Yves. We don't know each other that well. The thing that bothers me about this is I couldn't even tell you the point I was trying to make. If someone's like, give us $1 million, tell us the point you're trying to make. Like, I forget. I remember I had Kevin Lee on, and then I remember before that, I was 20 minutes deep into explaining why I think DC is the greatest of all time, besides you as a commentator, and why he's the future of the sport. And then before that show, me and Brian were talking about something with race and men and women, and somehow that entered my brain, and I have no animosity toward it. This is why it doesn't make sense. I have no animosity towards UFC Tonight. It's one of my favorite shows. I've worked with Karen Bryant for over 10 years. She's a good friend. Woodley, DC, Kenny Florian's good friend. Bisbing's a good buddy. I don't know Yves. I work with the team on UFC Tonight. I love those guys. I just had Jimmy Smith in and on my show, who works, there. It makes zero sense. And then I was in St. Louis, and I started to get texts from someone involved in that show. I won't say their name. And he goes, "Hey man, some people are upset here about what you said." And I'm like, I couldn't even tell you what I said. And he tells me like, "What?" And then Chin goes, "Hey man, I'm seeing online about some of the stuff." He goes, "Should I edit it out?" I went, "No, we never do that." I go, "Don't edit. Let me deal with it. Let me see what I say." Because that makes me look even worse if you cut it out. It looks like I was saying something that I wasn't meant to say. And then, Yves was upset. And then me and Yves text back and forth. Again, I don't know him. Brian works with him a little bit on certain stuff for help or something like that for shows or what he's trying to do, which is great. Everyone should talk to Brian, if you're friends with him. And then I sent Yves a text, his number from Brian, and I thought it was over, squashed. And then I was doing PR for my Below the Belt show in New York, and someone brought it up. And I went, "Oh man!" Again, I meant no offense. I come up with about 10 hours of content a week. I can't even tell you what I was saying. I messed up. Whoever had problems with it, if it was Yves Edwards, that's his own insecurities, which is so stupid. Because I couldn't even tell you what he should be insecure about. It doesn't make sense. And then as soon as I got done with that interview, I get a text from my brother's list. He goes, "You're an idiot. You resurfaced that story." I'm like, "Oh my God." And then, and so I text Yves again. And then Yves comes on here, right? And then I haven't listened to it. And then, I text Yves like, "Dude, I don't want to keep going through this. I meant zero offense." I've texted Karen Bryant, DC, Woodley, literally anyone at UFC Tonight. This business, especially entertainment, you know this better than anyone. It's impossible to be successful in this business. It's a fucking monster. I'm willing to help them out. I want the help. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to criticize people. That's not what I do. That's not why I signed up for this.
You just got caught on a path when you started talking about something.
Yeah.
And then one of the things that we do, the best part about it is there's no script.
The best and the worst.
It's the worst
because I have to deal with this.
Sometimes it goes haywire. But
it didn't go haywire. My biggest issue is whenever someone was hurt by my words or is upset by something I said, then I'm like, I don't know Yves that well at all. But I lost sleep over. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I have respect for him. He's a pioneer at 155. Again, I love all the people you see tonight. I watch the show all the goddamn time. They're my friends.
You just went down
it
a
makes
path
zero
and you got
sense.
stuck. And you tried to just make sense of your words.
Makes no sense. I apologize to Yves. It's all good. I told him open door policy. Once come on the show, we can talk about him there. But yeah, I put my foot in my mouth, and I hate to tell you, it's probably gonna happen again. I wish I could say it's not. It's probably gonna happen again.
That's part of what makes it fun, is that you are really working without a filter, working without a net. You're trying to have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
And sometimes you take some swings and you miss.
Yeah.
Even
you miss
swings
a lot.
I can't even tell what ball I was trying to hit. I can't even tell you. I was taking swings at balls I wasn't even know what I was hitting. So yeah, sometimes that shit happens, but
it happens.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. I mean, I've done it 100 times on this podcast, said some shit, and I was like, what the fuck did I even say that for? I don't even know what was going on in my mind. And sometimes, like when you're trying to form a sentence, like right now I'm trying to form a sentence, right? Like sometimes while you're thinking about it, you're like, this isn't going so good.
I know.
Let me try to make it sound better, or let me try to see if I could rescue this for the people that are listening and make some sense. And then it just makes it more cloudy and more fucked up.
And it's hard for people to follow, and you're just like, oh my God, I speak for a living.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on stage? I was going through my set, and I've been doing it so much lately. I'll be in the middle of it, and in my mind, I'm fast forward to already the next bit. And I'm thinking about that bit while I'm doing this one. Have you ever done that? Or
Yeah, you gotta
am I
be careful
crazy?
about that.
I know, because I'm not
Yeah,
present.
don't do that.
And you know what happened? Is I skipped over a part that was new and I thought was gonna be a home run. I skipped over it.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
went back and because I recorded it, right, and I didn't realize I was doing the moment, and I listened. And I go, oh my god! And I remember in my head going, dude, you're here on
Right.
third. You're in first base. You're looking at third already. You
Yeah.
missed second base. You're not even in the moment.
That's hard because there's like you never know how you should think when you're on stage. You're doing the bit and you're just trying to perform the bit right. And if it's going well, then you start thinking, okay, this is going well. What am I going to lead into next? But while you're still talking about the
I
original
know.
thing, you can't do that.
I know. Have you done that before though? Or am I stupid?
Yeah. No, I've definitely done it.
I was
but
so disappointed in myself, man.
the big thing about comedy, one of the big things is the audience has to know that you are honestly thinking about that subject. Like, even if you talked about it 100 times, when you're talking about it that day in front of those people, they're hearing it for the first time. They want you to be tuned into that subject 100%.
And present.
Yeah, if you're not, they can sense it.
I know. I was so disappointed in myself. I've never done it before, and it was very strange too. Because, and this is what hurts me about the Yves Edwards situation is the guys I look up to, yourself, Gary Shandling, like they always help people, man. You don't put anyone down. They always help people, and I don't have the same platform you guys have, but I like to think one day I will, and I want to help people like you guys help people. Like there's the 60 degrees of separation, and you look at all the lives you've touched, and Gary Shandling, it's insane. That's so inspirational to me. And I was watching the Gary Shandling doc, and I went, man, that's so cool. And that's why this Edwards situation's fucking me up because I'm like, damn, man, that's not. I don't want to hurt anyone. But back to the comedy, I was so excited because Gary Shandling stuff. Whenever they show Comedy Store stuff, it's just I'm so into it, man. He was talking about the Comedy Store, and I got super inspired, and I was like, let's do this. I've never been more pumped to hit the stage, and then that happened. I was so disappointed.